Hello, everybody. My name is Kelly Higgins. I am the Executive Director for the Autism Community Connection. Thank you for joining us today. So at Autism Community Connection, we have a lot of programs like our Young Adult Connection program. We have our Summer Teen program called My Summer Journey, which is actually starting on Monday for the next 3 weeks, which we're very excited for. We have our trivia night coming up on September 14th, and then we have our trunk or treat and October 19th. It seems like it's far away, but it will be here tomorrow before we even know it. So again, thank you for joining us. I am glad to introduce Barb and Leslie with Your Healing Touch to talk about their services. Welcome. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Kelly. We're excited to be here. I know it's a great opportunity both for you and for us, and we're really thrilled to be able to communicate to families and share a little bit about our services and our strong desire and passion for meeting families' needs with our services. We're excited to be here. Thank you for the invitation.
Yeah, thank you, Kelly.
Thank you. Anytime.
So our company is Your Healing Touch Personal Services Agency. We do have multiple services that we will be working through and discussing, but first let's talk about some of the things that we do. The picture that you can see now is a mom and her daughter who went through one portion of our services, and so we asked if we could use their picture, and we just love that they agreed to let us use their picture in our presentation. So a little bit about Your Healing Touch. We are a prior authorization and personal service agency, and we are dedicated, like I said, to meeting families' needs and have multiple different types of services in order to do that effectively. Leslie, would you like to tell us about the mission statement, core values, and a little bit about the company history?
So we have been in business for roughly 7 years. We are a family-owned company. We're owned by a husband and wife. We offer, like Barb had said initially, we offer attendant care waiver services and homemaker waiver services through our personnel services agency. And then we also offer prior authorization, which is skilled nursing services through our agency. We try to allow you to stay at home or your loved one to stay at home while taking care of them, so that they don't have to look at outside long-term care facilities or group homes or supportive living homes. So we try to strive to allow our families to stay together.
One of the very special attributes that we have is that each family has a very personalized care plan and services that are directed directly toward meeting their needs. And so we really strive to do that for each of our families in a very caring and loving environment. We love it here at the office when we have families come in, no matter where they are in their services. We love it when they come and visit, and it's such a pleasure to spend time with them and get to know them a little bit better here at the office.
So a couple of things about our services. Like we stated before, we do offer that prior authorization services, which again, is a skilled nursing need, and that can be done by a home health aide or a CNA, and also our non-skilled side, which is our personal services agency. Now, to qualify for these services, you do have to have fee-for-service Medicaid under the traditional Medicaid umbrella. When we say umbrella, the best way I can explain it is like the Hilton owns various hotels under different names, but they're all under a Hilton umbrella.
So the PA services are a little bit different than the personal service attendant services. Leslie, can you share a little bit about the personal service attendant services?
Yeah, do you want to go to the next slide?
Sure.
Okay. Oh, I'll let you talk about the home health aid services.
Okay. So we have an excellent nursing staff here. Lori is our director of nurses, and she is amazing in coordinating and getting those services in place. And some of those services are listed, as you can see. The home health aid services, personal care, companionship, medication reminders, meal prep, those kind of things that an individual might need help with on a daily basis. Sometimes bathing assistance, transfers, those kind of things. So that's a little bit of our home health aid services. And our next slide talks about the skilled nursing services, which is a little bit different. But there's respite services, the Porta-Cath care, the nurses do assessments, they review the chronic health issues and what can best help that individual, medication, education, coming into the home once every 30 days to just review, to help the family, to touch base and see if their needs are being met, and all those kind of things.
So the other thing that we do offer is on our personnel services side, a big question we have is what is the difference? So with prior authorization, those services do have to be performed in the home. Those hours have to be performed in the home. Where with our personnel services, it also can include transportation. So if they need their caregiver to take them to doctor's appointments or to the grocery store or go to the pharmacy to get medication for them. Also, if you are at the client's home and they just one day say to you, hey, I would like to go to the state fair today. You can also do recreational things outside of the home with them. With the personnel services, the schedules are very flexible, so they can be adjusted to fit what the client and the caregiver can do. Also, with attendant care authorizations and homemaker authorizations, you get those in 30-day increments that do not roll over. Our PA authorizations, on the other hand, they are for 180 days at a time. So that is a big difference between the services. Also, PA services can only be performed while in the home. You cannot be out in the community while doing that.
Now, a question as the caregiver for a client using PSA services, the client has to be over 18. Is that correct?
Not necessarily. if it is an outside caregiver doing the attendant care services, a child under the age of 18 can be approved for services. But I know the big question is with the changes that are coming through Medicaid as of July 1. What that is specifically stating is parents of minor children cannot perform attendant care services or homemaker services, and spouses. So
Until 18 or at all?
until 18. If the child is over the age of 18, parents can do up to 40 hours of attendant care services in addition to qualify for homemaker waiver services as well. And the nice thing about prior authorization and attendant care and or homemaker services, you can have all three. You don't just have to qualify. You can qualify for all three because you need the same Medicaid for all of them.
Now, the homemaker and the attendant care waivers, is that through the family support waiver or is this on the Medicaid side waiver?
No, it is actually, as of July 1, it's changing to the health and wellness waiver. So, but currently it is under the aged and disabled waiver.
Yes, okay. Which is different. There's aging disabled, there's the brain traumatic, there's the family support waiver, and then there's the CIH, which is the community integration and rehabilitation, which is all different. Which is all different.
Yes, and that's actually a good point because there is attendant care services and homemaker services under a TBI, which is a traumatic brain injury. I will state this, we do not do TBI waivers. There's only about 150 personnel services agencies in the state that do that.
But your PSA is different from the family support PAC,
Yes.
the PAC, yes. So that's so what they're talking about, the PSA services is a different bag versus, the PAC with family support, which is a lot of our families are on, and they're using respite and PAC through the family support waiver, not this new health and wellness. And this is through the health and wellness.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. And if you're getting therapies through your family support waiver, but also you can't work, the family support waiver and prior authorization can go hand in hand.
Yes. Yes.
So that is a good thing to know.
So basically, we're talking about three different things. We're talking about the PA with prior authorization. That is strictly on the Medicaid side. Because to be on the family support waiver, you have to be on the family support with the BEAD side, the Bureau of Developmental Disabilities, and then you have Medicaid, they have to talk. So the PA is on the Medicaid side. Then we have the PSA and then the family support here on the waiver side with the Bureau of Developmental Disabilities. So that's on this side. That's where all these different funding sources are coming from. So I hope that makes sense to everybody.
Well, and also to further that, if you are currently receiving an attendant care waiver and your child is under the age of 18, they are asking if the family member is going to continue to provide that care, that they do go to a family support waiver.
Yeah.
As of July 1st.
Okay. Any questions for anybody on here about this before they move on? And you can also put it in the chat and I'll let them know as well. All right. You guys can go on. I just want to make sure that was all cleared.
Oh, good. Okay, so the areas that we serve, the personal service attendant services, they currently cover all 92 counties. The prior authorization, traditional fee-for-service counties, I listed those. There are plans to expand and move into additional counties. These are the counties that we are currently available in.
And also, if you don't see your county listed under the prior authorization, it is very easy for us to add a county if your county is not listed.
So some of the things about our company that we love is that we help families stay home and to be able to obtain reimbursement for the care that they're lovingly providing for their loved ones, as well as the PSA services side of things. In-home care, it increases income, there's nurse support. All of us love what we do, and we have a passion for meeting family needs. And we have a great staff and team here that all works together to help families be successful and to meet their needs. The training, which we will be heading into shortly, is free for the family. There is no cost. The only caveat to that is that we request that the family stay with us for a year after they obtain their certification. But it is free training to the family. And like I mentioned earlier, it is individualized care. Each family is different, their dynamics are different, the individual's needs are different. So we really try to coordinate services to meet each individual's needs successfully and in an environment that allows them to stay home and do what they would normally do with the extra benefit of having supports and an increased income. So this is a testimonial of a parent who went through our program. I will just, it is one of the things that we love is these testimonials of families that have utilized our services and are successfully completing the services, but also being blessed in their family. And they're also a blessing to us as they are successful and they move forward in their services, as well as being able to stay home and unite their family.
Kelly, do you want to give a little bit of background about how your training went? Kelly is one of those families that we brought on and that she went through our training program, and just tell us how easy or how it was for you.
Yes. It's taken a couple months to get through the training. I started doing the online training, which took me about a couple weeks to complete. There are courses that they use, and the courses themselves take about an hour, 2 hours each to go through. And I would do a course like a night and then do like 2 or 3 courses during the weekends. And then during the courses, you take quizzes. It's easy to go back through if you miss some here and there. But the training is, it's very extensive. And it's kind of like a crash course into nursing skills that you learn. And then once you completed the online courses and gotten all of the certificates, then you get scheduled to come in person to their office. for about a week worth of in-person training for 8 hours each day, working with their staff, the nurses, getting checked off on everything. You take the final quiz, then make sure you get CPR certified. You got to do a TB test twice, you know, things like that. And then once you get your license as a home health aide, then I had a RN come to our home to meet with my daughter, Melanie, and then we went through and created her service plan that fits our needs as a family, and what fits her, and which is basically what I do every day. So it's not, you know, outside of the realm. It's the things that we are doing and completing is what I normally do for her on a regular basis for my daughter. And then right now this is my second week actually pulling in hours with after all the training. So I will be receiving, you know, money for my hours taking care of my own daughter. So it's working out very nicely.
I will say, we are in the process of moving the 4-day in-person training into a 2-day process.
Oh my.
So that is in the works. So just to put that out there, we always strive to be innovative and to improve. So there are things that we are working on to improve in the training process, just to make it the best program that we can. So part of the training, there's a 30-minute introduction Zoom meeting that currently is scheduled on Fridays at 1 p.m. It lasts 30 minutes. It basically is an introduction into what the classes will look like, you know, the process, how to log on, all those kind of things are addressed in that introduction Zoom meeting. And then the 45.5 hours of in-home virtual online structured curriculum that we aim for each family to be able to complete in about 2.5 weeks. We do have it structured so that we can help you stay on track and complete that in a timely manner. So then the process can be done quickly and efficiently. At the end of that, this slide says 4 days of state mandated training. Like I said, we're working on moving that to 2 days. And having discussions about what that would look like and all those kind of things. Like Kelly said, that's the CPR training, your TB test, orientation, you know, all those kind of conversations and activities happen during that period. And then it takes approximately 7 days for your certificate to come to you in the mail. And so that takes a little bit. And then after that, the nurse comes. Once you receive your certification, the nurse comes and does the in-home assessment for individualized care and care plan for the family. So that's basically what that looks like. Kelly did a great job in summarizing that and giving a real-time review of that process.
In addition to that, Barb, one of the things is a lot of companies out there are going to tell you, oh, we're going to get you certified as an HHA. Whether you have an HHA license, a CNA license, a nursing license, you should be able to go onto the state database and see your license. And with our training, you actually have a certification on the state database.
Mm. The next slide we have is another family that went through training, and this is their testimony of how it went, how she is home with her son, helping him at home, so we'll leave that up for a minute. You can review, and we can ask for any questions at this point, if there's anything anybody would, any questions? Kelly, do you have any questions in the chat?
No, not this time.
Okay. So as a summary, at Healing Touch, we really strive for excellence, for a personalized care. Our passion is helping families with the multiple services that we provide. And we have a great team in place to help that. And especially as we grow and we advance, we're looking forward to progressing and improving and doing all we can to continue helping families in Indiana. So here are my contact information and Leslie's contact information. So feel free to grab those if you would like to. And if there are any questions about anything we discussed, feel free to go ahead and either put them in the chat, or you can ask us directly if you'd like to.
Yeah, I have a question.
Sure.
So what determines if you need a home health aide?
So it actually, it's really what best fits your family. So, it's not like we look at the case and are like, oh, no, you do not qualify for attendant care or, homemaker, but you need PA services. A home health aide, it's just that it's skilled nursing, so you require a state license to do prior authorization.
But as a family going through this, what they need from you to get qualified is your Medicaid ID for your patient, client. And then from there, your Healing Touch will contact the state to see how many hours you qualify through your Medicaid.
For the PA.
Yeah.
We can check that. If families call, and we have a process in place where we can look up that Medicaid number, we can confirm that. We discuss the family's needs, what that looks like, what they're hoping, to obtain, and what services would help them the best. And then we go from there.
And we also ask what services you're looking to get as well.
Okay. I really don't know your situation. I think it's for Kelly. Just kind of curious. You probably know my son Jasper.
Yes, I do.
Okay. I don't know your daughter, but what is the situation that I'm just trying to understand this home health aide thing a little better? Like, and from the picture you showed or the other child, it isn't just what I visualized, what you would need a home health aide for. I was just trying to better understand that. I don't know if he would qualify for that. I wouldn't think he would.
I think you have Medicaid for Jasper, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. He would probably qualify, in my opinion, for that, like Melanie did. Melanie and Jasper are actually in the same class during middle school. So they know each other, and then they'll see each other at My Summer Journey this next couple weeks. But for me, with Melanie, she is mostly nonverbal. She still has a lot of behavioral issues that we work with. And then she's still not fully independent on her healthcare needs. I have to be with her for showering. We have to help her, assist her with feeding. I assist her with hair brushing, brushing teeth. She also has some medical needs, especially with her tiptoe walking. She uses specialized boots to kind of help stretch her heels. So now that I'm a home health aide for Melanie, I can provide what I'm already doing at home every day, and get paid for it as a home health aide. And this is a supplemental income for my family on top of what I'm already doing for ACC. In that respect, because ACC, I'm able to work from home. I'm only part-time, and this supplemental income, because I can't get a full-time job right now because of Melanie, even when she's in school, because we do a lot of outside therapies, things like that. So it's just a natural fit for my family, in that respect.
So when your daughter's at school, you cannot count
No.
those for your,
But
But you-
I do count when she gets home from school, from 3 to 10 while she's up.
gotcha. Okay.
Mhm.
My wife
And-
actually noticed
Yes.
today in her job to be at home with her, help care for our kids.
Yes,
And
Yes.
remember, we have another child with special needs as well.
yes.
So we were like, wonder if Jasper qualifies,
Yeah,
And the great
So-
thing, Devin, or I'm sorry, the great thing is about our services is if you guys have tried in the past to get attendant care services or homemaker waiver services and you've been denied, it does not mean that you will be denied for PA services
Mhm.
because what we have clients that can walk and talk, but just may have a diagnosis of autism on our PA side, that they don't have a high medical need. And so that's why they don't qualify under the age and disabled waivers, but they would qualify because of their
PA.
intellectual disabilities for PA services.
Mhm. And that's what I'm using with Melanie is the PA as a home health aide.
Mhm.
Okay. Thank you for explaining that a little better.
Yeah, no problem.
Absolutely.
I'll be in touch with you guys, like maybe tomorrow, if possible.
Absolutely.
More information, just give you his Medicaid number and see if we can get the.
Yeah, and we can actually, if you have his Medicaid number, if you call Barbara, we have access to the Medicaid provider portal. So we're able to look what type of Medicaid do they have and how to, if they qualify.
Right.
Okay.
Yes. So that's what I do during the day. So any PA, you call me, we'll look it up.
Kathy, Devin, do you have any questions?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good.
Kathy said not at this time.
Okay.
And if you guys think of any questions you may have and you don't necessarily want to ask it on here and you want some more in-depth detail about the services we offer, feel free to reach out to Barb or myself and we can go through more in depth with you what we're about and things like that.
Definitely. Yep.
Kathy said she's definitely gonna call.
Okay.
We'll look forward to it.
And we look forward to hearing from anyone and anything we can do to help you or point you in the right direction. Even if you may not necessarily qualify for our services, we'll do our best to direct you.
Yes. I don't know what the time is, Kelly. Are we
7:05, you're doing good.
all right?
What I will do is I will send out this recording to everyone who has registered. And then once you send me your slides, I will send that out to them as well. And then share this with everybody else later.
Great, thank you so much, Kelly.
Thank you
so
again
much.
for setting this up for us.
No
And if
problem.
you guys also that are on the Zoom on this, if you know friends or you have other family members that may need services, by all means have them reach out as well. We do have referral programs once you are an employee of ours.
Yep.